Welcome to My Vintage Love. Today I'm going to document my repairing of this old tweed jacket. This is a 1970s Polo Ralph Lauren tweed jacket that I picked up for a song because it has some damage issues. But I really like the cut of these older tweed jackets. They've got the beefy bellows pockets, the wider lapel, and the throat latch. I like all those details, so I said let's get the jacket and then document my repairing of it. So there is damage to the cloth, and there's also damage to the elbow pads and back. I'm probably going to leave the elbow pads alone. There's pictures of Ralph himself wearing a similar era tweed jacket with shredded elbow pads, and I think it looked kind of nice. And then for the cloth, I'm going to do some reweaving for it. Now, a toothier tweed like this is much more forgiving for an amateur like myself to reweave. If you're using like a fine worsted wool, I would probably not attempt to do this yourself, but go with a professional. But I want to show you this process, and come along with me. So the materials you'll need are an extra long sharp, a needle with a large eyelet, a seam ripper, and a pair of scissors or a pair of snips. The first thing you'll need to do is harvest the extra material, and you need to do that by taking the seam ripper and opening up at the lining. I like to go across the back edge, just it feels like the most out of the way and less noticeable. In this case, the fabric was actually basted down, so you have to go a little bit further and do a little bit of seam ripping right along the bottom edge there. And once you have the cloth sufficiently opened, you'll take the back end of the seam ripper and you'll slowly tease out the various threads. And once you have a 3 to 4 inch amount, snip it off and put it aside. You may have to come back to these areas during the reweaving process to grab a few extra colors and a few extra lengths of the material, so don't feel like you have to get everything all at once. Once you've collected all of the yarn, you want to keep it color-coded, and then you can begin the reweaving process. With the needle, you want to mimic the under-over pattern of the thread. So you are pushing and pulling up and down through the cloth to create a lattice work of the missing thread. This was challenging on this jacket because there are actual holes in the cloth. It wasn't just sort of stuff that was sort of torn or pulled, but they're actually just missing sections. So I had to build up a lot more than I've done in the past. You can see here I'm pulling tight and tamping down the yarn at the same time. And you do the process over and over again. Take your time. If you think that you've messed up, you can just pull the needle all the way through and start over again. Don't try to back it up. It's going to be too difficult. Just pull the yarn all the way through. Once you've done the weft, you'll go on to the warp. This is a really fun part to do, to go through and cut off all of the little loose tails of the yarn. You'll start to really have this dramatic cleaning up of all the work you've been doing. And once you come to the end of cleaning up all these loose tails, you might realize, oh shoot, I missed some areas here. And so that's what I did. I had to come back and reweave over a few different areas where I had missed some spots. That's a great thing about these hardier tweeds. They're much more forgiving about adding on and adjusting the reweaving pattern as you go forward. So there you have it. The mending was challenging. I gave myself probably a B-, C+ on the final result. from 3 paces, yeah, you probably won't notice it, but if you get up close, you'll notice that there's a patch there, some mending done. But all my friends that would notice such things would probably get a kick that I made those repairs. So take a look at the side-by-sides and you can tell, what the before and the after were. I think it's a definite improvement. I feel much more confident I could wear this jacket out now and not feel like I was wearing kind of a tattered, maybe a little too damaged garment. Anyway, please let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and follow us on Instagram at myvintageloveblog for more regular updates. See you at the next one. Bye.